answers. Listen carefully.
You can't really be against hydrofracking and say you're an environmentalist because immediately the default options are fuels that are much less clean.
For the next hour, Shawn Wilson explores the energy industry with news and interviews from around the corner and around the globe.
Nuclear is one of the directions that we should innovate in.
The Exploring Energy Show begins now.
And a very, very good Wednesday morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shawn Wilson. It is the Exploring Energy Radio Show. Jump over here and grab this right here. Then I'll be ready to rock and roll. Give you today's, the menu at Elk City Meals on Wheels. Wow. 17th day of December already. Today, tater tot casserole, sweet peas, rolls, and cookies. That's what's on the menu at Elk City Meals on Wheels, 1510 West 9th Street there in Fairview Village. You can call in your order, 225-5821. Dining room hours, 11 to 1, Monday through Friday. Senior citizens meals, just $7. Regular meals, just $8. Include your tax, your dessert, your drink, the whole deal. Today, tater tot casserole, sweet peas, rolls, and cookies. Throw them a few extra dollars if you would. 'Tis the time of giving. Nominate a hero. Speaking of giving, these people give of themselves, looking for nothing in return, really. Tell us their story. Help us spotlight Western Oklahoma's quiet do-gooders. Nominate a Santa's Christmas hero on KECOFM.com. Think of the selfless person who's always helping. Winners get a $250 prize from the KECO sponsor. We'll post the photos on Facebook. Quick entry deadline December 23rd, 11:59 p.m. Go to KECOFM.com. There's also a page in the Penny News that you can fill out and mail in to us, the old snail mail way. Tell us the story, 96.5, KECOFM.com, www.KECOFM.com, and we will select from those submitted and award those $250 prizes. Free books delivered right to you by the friends of the Carnegie Library, the Carnegie Caravan. For free books, call 225-0136. If you're having trouble reading regular print, ask us about their free program that can help. They've got a free program that can help. Remember, this week's the last 2 nights of Christmas in the Park. Festivities, anyway. The lights will continue to stay on, but this Friday and Saturday night, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Friday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday. Well, all kinds of great things. The double-decker bus, the Santa and Mrs. Claus will be there. Candy Cane Express Train, Centennial Carousel, the Holly Jolly Trolley, Cub Scouts delicious hot chocolate, nighttime miniature golf. So, horse-drawn carriage rides available, too. So it's all this Friday night and Saturday night at the Elk City Chambers, Christmas in the Park. Okay, it's this morning. The Elk City Airport Terminal and Hangar ribbon cutting, 101 Norman Martin Boulevard. Saw Craig yesterday, son of Norman Martin. Wednesday, December 17th, that's today, 10:30 a.m. at the Elk City Airport. It's the Elk City Airport Terminal and Hangar grand opening, ribbon cutting. Go by there and enjoy those festivities. There'll be a lot of dignitaries there on hand, and you could be one of those. Pretty proud. We got a nice airport, and we've got a brand new refurbished hangar and terminal, so that's good stuff. Is Remember When Wednesday. We'll be going back in time in the next couple segments, but first of all, some energy stock prices up just a little bit. West Texas Intermediate up $1.01 a barrel to $56.28 on trading. December contract. Brent crude oil, the ICE Futures Exchange Global Benchmark out of London, up $1.05, trading at $59.97, creeping up back over that $60 mark. That's a January contract out of London. Tocon crude oil in Japan out of Tokyo, down 300 yen per kiloliter. New York Mercantile Exchange natural gas up 12 cents, back in north of $4.01 per million BTU. All the refined products are up. RBOB gasoline up $1.73 to $169.82. Heating oil on the New York Mercantile Exchange December contract up $2.60 to $215.46. And gas oil on the New York Mercantile Exchange up $8.75 to $617 even per million BTU. Okay, well, the regulators will meet today to consider new rules. Always changing rules, I guess. The Oklahoma Corporation commissioners will consider approving a series of new rules ranging from hazardous pipeline safety to transportation when they meet today in Oklahoma City. New rules will be considered during technical conferences on each of the topics as revealed in the commissioner's agenda. So they are going to be looking at some of these new rules, trying to get those things set in stone so our people in the oil and gas industry can follow them. So I'll give you more detailed information tomorrow after they have their meeting and give you some idea of what it is that they are going to do. Well, the state is working to plug a 100-year-old abandoned well. 100 years. One of the latest attempts by the Oklahoma Corporation Commission to plug an abandoned well involves a Creek County oil well drilled nearly 100 years ago. The Walter H. Ford Well Number 2 was identified in a move by Jeremy Hodges, director of the Oil and Gas Conservation Division at the Corporation Commission. The division is requesting approval for plugging, stated the well had long been abandoned and remains unplugged. As the filing indicated, the last known operator of the Walter H. Ford Well Number 2 is known as the Prairie Oil and Gas Company on the well completion form 1002A dated 1926. A diligent search was conducted to locate the Prairie Oil and Gas Company, but it cannot be found. The Commission's Surety Department has no record pertaining to this operation, but records showed the well was completed in 1926 at a total depth of 2,496 feet. Division employees investigated in their search for any information related to this Prairie Oil and Gas and came up empty-handed. So a Google search revealed an article on the Prairie Oil and Gas Company on the Gateway to Oklahoma History website. However, there's no pertinent information that would lead to locating the Prairie Oil and Gas Company. Additionally, the Oklahoma State Court Network lists 2 civil matters in Creek and Pawnee counties in which the Prairie Oil and Gas Company was a party. However, there is no location information for the last known operator. 100 years old. So the estimated cost, the division application for plugging this 100-year-old well, will be about $21,120, and the cost reflects the depth, the amount of cement, and rig time associated with the plugging of the well. The request is considered a pollution threat or poses a potential pollution threat to the lands and or waters of the state of Oklahoma and or to public safety. That's why they are plugging this 100-year-old well. Crazy stuff. Got all kinds of things going on. We're going to go back in time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society. Going to have that and more as we continue the Wednesday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio Show right after this.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
Hey folks, this is EJ Grediman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
Need fast, reliable pumping services? Call the pros at 3B Pumping Services in Elk City. They specialize in dependable pumping for all kinds of industries, keeping your operation running smoothly and on time. With years of experience and a commitment to getting the job done right, you can count on 3B to deliver. Visit them at 3200 West 20th Street in Elk City or call 580-225-4114. That's 3B Pumping Services. Efficiency you can trust, service you can rely on.
Do farmers and ranchers need different kinds of tires?
Yes, they do. The farmers and ranchers, generally need a heavy ply tire because they're always pulling a trailer, got hay bales, have equipment. They generally have a lot of tires on the ground. I mean, trailers and trucks and equipment.
Is the lifespan of their tires different from a regular passenger?
Correct. Yes, they are. They generally are a little bit less just because they are abused more than an average customer. They need a good set of tires because if they're down for a day, they're in trouble. It is costing them money. They should go to L&R Tire. We have them in stock and we know what they need.
Why have they used you through the years?
Good service. Like I said, we always generally have the tires in stock and we treat them with respect. L&R Tire, 1204 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, the home of Bridgestone Firestone tires. At L&R Tire, we'll take good care of your vehicle.
This Christmas, be sure and visit Dameron Jewelers in downtown Elk City and enjoy savings throughout the store. You'll find Western Oklahoma's finest selection of diamonds, plus custom jewelry pieces, Fossil, Baby G, G-Shock, and Citizens men's and women's watches, unique gift ideas, and more. Holiday hours, they'll be open every Monday through Saturday after Thanksgiving through December 20th, and open Sunday, December 21st from 1 to 5, and Christmas Eve from 9 to 4. Remember, this holiday season, shop local, shop smart, shop Elk City, and shop Dameron Jewelers in downtown Elk City, where they're famous for diamonds.
For garage doors, repairs, and more, call C&M Overhead Door at 580-515-1688.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
This show brought to you in part by David Allen Guest, Certified Mineral Manager. You're looking for someone to help you manage your minerals and royalties, this is your guy. David Allen Guest, Certified Mineral Manager. Been doing it for himself and others for over 40 years. Managing royalty and mineral rights is a complicated process. It's always changing. David can help you navigate through every aspect of it. Take that load off your shoulders. Plus, get you the most out of your royalties. So he is an investment, not an expense. So call this guy. He'll be glad you're doing business with David Allen Guest. And if you find yourself in a situation to sell, David's also a buyer of royalties from estates, probates, trusts, and bankruptcies. David Allen Guest, Certified Mineral Manager. Here's his phone number, 405-341-8698. 405-341-8698. Or look him up on the interweb. Tell him you heard about him on the Exploring Energy radio show. And also, farmers use a lot of oil every season. Oilfield companies use a lot of oil all the time. If you're one of those that use a lot of oil, well, Camrock's oil costs less. Same specifications. Lubricates the same viscosity, all of that. Camrock's oil costs a lot less. You get that part of it? Folks who use a lot of oil will save a lot of money with Camrock. Camrock Supply on South Main Street in Elk City next to Fred's Steakhouse. CamrockSupply.com online, CamRockSupply.com. Locations in Elk City, Oklahoma City, Midland, Texas, Ulysses, Kansas. Camrock, everything you need for a motor and engine. And tell them we sent you. 3 local guys with local ties just doing business with their community. And ASCO Equipment, we heard E.J. Gretaman a moment ago, and he's talking about it. ASCO is your source for heavy equipment for sale or rent. Flexible rental rates, rent-to-own, trade-ins. This outfit is the real deal. They want to be a partner in your project. And when you partner with ASCO, their equipment repair shop ensures quick and efficient heavy equipment repair and construction equipment maintenance. They'll work on your equipment no matter where you bought it, when you bought it, who you bought it from. Additionally, their team of employees and fleet of field service trucks are ready to roll to your job site to assist you with construction equipment and repairs 24/7. No matter what heavy machinery your job or project requires, they can provide equipment solutions. They represent the big stuff like Case Construction, Case IH, Caterpillar Lift Truck Line, Crown, Bobcat, Genie, Hitachi, Mitsubishi, Volvo. It's a good outfit, folks. Jeremy Bridgman's the branch manager. You can call 580-323-3422 or stop by 513 West 20th Street. Equipment sales, Bart Shields. Equipment rental, E.J. Gretaman. It's ASCO, online, ASCOEQ.com. ASCOEQ.com. Okay, I'm going to click this little button here. And before I do go back in time, speaking of time, 75 years, 75th anniversary for Dameron Jewelers in downtown Elk City. KECO Rolling Radio Show will be there this Saturday, 11:30 to 1. Dameron Jewelers' 75th anniversary sale, and they're going to have great savings throughout the store, some unique pieces you're not going to find anywhere else. Again, the KECO Rolling Radio Show will be there from 11:30 to 1 this Saturday. And this sale is going to be Friday and Saturday, right in time for Christmas. So that is Dameron Jewelers' 75th anniversary sale. I was talking to Diamond Ray, and he said his dad started in that little bitty part of, Westland Theater. Downtown, there where Merrifield's is, on that north end, there's a little door right there, and that's where his dad started his jewelry store, and said he went to every house in town. I mean, every house in town, knocked on the door, and introduced himself and asked them for their business. Man, you don't ask, you don't get. 75 years, that's a milestone. Pretty good stuff right there. Okay, so that's Back in Time for jewelry. Here's Back in Time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society, AOGHS.org. As we go back in time, we'll start here with December 17th, 1884. Fighting oilfield fires with cannons. Oil fires like battles were fought by artillery, proclaimed an article in the Tech, a student newspaper, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the MIT. A thunderstorm in the oil country featured the reporter's firsthand account of the problem of lightning strikes in America's oil fields. The MIT article not only reported on the fire results of a lightning strike, but also the practice of using Civil War cannons to fight such conflagrations. Well, shooting a cannonball into the base of a burning tank allowed the oil to drain safely into the holding pit or the berm until the fire died out. Small cannons throwing a 3-inch solid shot, which were called meanie balls, were kept at various stations throughout the region for this purpose, the article noted. Crazy stuff. And it shows a bunch of guys here in their picture standing around in a Civil War cannon with the tank battery on fire and plumes of black smoke behind them. That was some good stuff right there. December 17th, 1903. Natural gas contributes to aviation history. A handmade engine burning 50-octane gasoline for boat engines powered Wilbur and Orville Wright's historic 59-second flight into aviation history at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. The brothers mechanician, they called them, Charlie Taylor, fabricated the 150-pound, 13-horsepower engine in their Dayton, Ohio workshop. The workshop included a single-cylinder, 3-horsepower natural gas-powered engine that drove an overhead shaft and belts that turned a lathe, a drill press, and an early rudimentary wind tunnel. Natural gas was piped from a field in Mercer County, about 50 miles northwest. So, yeah, natural gas helped with the pioneers of aviation, the Wright brothers. All kinds of great inside information here. December 17th, 1910, Oilfield brings helium to North Texas. Although traces of oil had been found as early as 1904 in Clay County, Texas, a 1910 gusher revealed an oil field soon named after one of the earliest boom towns, Petrolia, Pennsylvania. The Discovery well, southeast of Wichita Falls, produced 700 barrels of oil a day from a depth of 1,600 feet. The field's annual oil production peaked in 1914 as discoveries at Electra and Burke Burnett overshadowed Petrolia. However, the Petroleum natural gas contained 1% helium, a strategic resource at the time. In 1915, the United States Army built the first helium extraction plant in the country out in the country at Petrolia. And for several years, the field was the sole source of helium for the country, notes the Texas State Historical Association. December 18th, 1929. California oil boom in Venice. The Ohio Oil Company completed a wildcat well in Venice, California on the Marina Peninsula that produced 3,000 barrels of oil a day from the depth of 6,200 feet. The Ohio Oil Company, which would become Marathon Oil of Ohio, had received a zoning variance to drill within city limits. The Venice oil field discovery launched another California drilling boom similar to Signal Hill that happened 8 years earlier. The discovery of oil at the beginning of the Depression at a time when there was little disposable income for Venice's amusement industry brought the possibilities of untold wealth for the community, notes the Venice History site. And January 1930, a crowd of 2,000 met with city officials and demanded rezoning to allow oil drilling. So the masses huddled together and said, hey, we want drilling. Now they've got the few that come out there and say, no drilling. How the times change. December 18th, 1934, the Hunt Oil Company founded in Texas. Hunt Oil Company, among the largest privately held U.S. petroleum companies, incorporated in Delaware and opened an office in Tyler, Texas. 4 years earlier, Haroldson Lafayette H.L. Hunt had acquired the Daisy Bradford No. 3 well and other East Texas oil field properties from C. Marion Dad Joyner. H.L. Hunt bought the lease out of lock, stock, and barrel, financing the deal with a first-of-its-kind agreement to make payments from future down-the-hole production. According to Hunt Energy, the Bradford No. 3 turned out to be the discovery well of the great East Texas oil field, which at the time was the greatest oil field in the world. Hunt Oil moved its headquarters to Dallas in 1937 and drilled the first Alabama oil well in 1944. The company began offshore exploration in 1958 with leases in the Gulf of America. Quite a story there. H.L. Hunt goes to those with money and says, hey, here's what we're going to do. You loan me this money now. And then as I discover oil and it comes up and it starts making money, I'll pay you back. Pretty good salesperson right there, if you're asking me. December 19th, 1924, government debates oil conservation as we continue our track through time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society, AOGHS.org website. Again, December 19th, 1924. Declaring the supremacy of nations may be determined by the possession of available petroleum and its products. That's what President Calvin Coolidge appointed a federal oil conservation board to appraise oil policies and promote conservation of the strategic resource. This was the President of the United States declaring the supremacy of nations may be determined by the possession of available petroleum and its products. With Navy ships converting to oil from coal, the resulting crude oil shortages in 1919 and 1920 gave credibility to predictions of domestic supplies running out within a decade. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, debates about oil conservation continued through the establishment of President Franklin Roosevelt's National Industrial Recovery Act in 1933 and its rejection as unconstitutional by the Supreme Court 2 years later in 1935. But how true is that today? The supremacy of nations may be determined by the possession of available petroleum and its products. Calvin Coolidge, a man before his time. Okay, December 20th, 1951. December 20th, 1951. Oil discovered in Washington state. A short-lived oil discovery in Washington foretold the state's production future. The Hawksworth Gas and Oil Development Company and their exploratory well was completed near Ocean City, producing 35 barrels of oil a day from a depth of 3,700 feet before being abandoned as non-commercial. In 1967, Sunshine Mining Company deepened the well to more than 4,500 feet, but with only minor shows of oil, and it was shut in again. By 2010, of the 600 exploratory wells drilled in 24 Washington counties, only one produced commercial quantities of oil. A 1959 well completed by Sunshine Mining Oil Company 600 yards north of the failed Hawksworth site. That well, Washington's only commercial producer, was capped in 1961. The geology is too broken up. It does not have the kind of sedimentary basins that they have off the coast of California, explained a Washington natural resources geologist in 1997. 600 wells. One made it. That's a lot of lost money. Going to take a break. At the bottom of the hour, we'll come back with the next segment of the Exploring Energy Show's Remember When Wednesday, right after this.
The Exploring Energy Show.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all of us at Windy Nissan of Elk City. If you're looking for a great deal on a new or used vehicle, you can find it right here at Windy Nissan. With payments starting as low as $249 a month, no payments up to 90 days, as little as $0 down approvals, and also enjoy up to $7,500 off new 2025 Nissan Pathfinders, Armadas, and Muranos in stock here at Windy Nissan of Elk City. Windy Nissan has a great selection of inventory available with over 200 new and used vehicles to choose from. We have half-ton four-wheel drive pickups. We have diesel four-wheel drive trucks. We have large SUVs. We have small SUVs, your affordable sedans for your first-time drivers. We truly have something for everybody here at Windy Nissan of Elk City, Oklahoma. And with over 30 banks to choose from, we have financing for nearly everyone. You can view all of our inventory right here at 114 Access Road in Elk City, Oklahoma, or at windynissan.com. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Paul Jones Drug is Elk City's most experienced compounding pharmacy, meaning they can custom make your prescription medications to your doctor's specifications, safely and effectively providing you with exactly what you need. And for your convenience, Paul Jones Drug has a drive-through pickup window as well as curbside service for testing and vaccinations, and offers free local delivery. Just a couple reasons you should choose Paul Jones Drug, 809 North Main Street in Elk City.
I'm Rodney Skinner with Paul Jones Drug, and I promise we provide care you can trust.
For delicious meals, you could go out to eat or spend hours in the kitchen. Or you could just make a Marie Callender's meal. Yeah, you heard me. Marie Callender's classic chicken parmigiana bowl is delicious with scratch-made marinara sauce, creamy mozzarella cheese, and no preservatives. It's high in protein with 30 grams per serving. Marie Callender's, what having it all tastes like.
This Christmas, shop local. The Depot Trading Company Men's and More store in downtown Elk City is your destination for a great selection of men's clothing, plus the most unique men's, pets, and household gifts, barbecue grills, spices, accessories, and outdoor party gear. Check out their 50% off rack while you're there. The Depot Trading Company Men's and More store, 318 South Main Street in downtown Elk City. This Christmas, come on in and enjoy the ride.
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavors 7 days a week. The grill is always hot and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite. We'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse. It's Fred's.
Catch me, Paragon News Director Jared Atha, with the latest local news at 5 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Presented by Mickey Lively, your Farm Bureau agent in Greer County.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
American Hose and Supply. They understand for you to keep making money, your equipment and your machinery have to keep running. They'll help you do that. American Hose and Supply, whether you order them ahead of time, order them when you need them. They're there ready to help. American Hose and Supply inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. Call 303-1123, 303-1123. Go to those who know hose, American Hose and Supply. They will custom make hoses. They have hoses already built. They're ready for you. American Hose and Supply. Tell them we sent you. Sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources, part of the OERB, continues to, educate our oil and gas industry. Here's some upcoming workshops they got coming. January 14th, Tier 2 reporting. Get yourself registered before end of business, January 13th. It's a 10 a.m. Zoom meeting. That training covers the purpose and requirements of, emergency planning, Community Right to Know Act with the, how your facility reports hazardous chemical inventories, because you have to do it. Stay compliant. SPCC training, spill prevention and control. That's happening January the 29th at 11 a.m. Those are both Zoom meetings. So, Sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources, part of the OERB. For a complete list of these educational opportunities, go to www.soer.oerb.com, SOER, SOER.oerb.com. Click on the deal at the top that says Producer Education. It'll drop down. select workshops, and it'll make it easy for you. It shows you all they've got coming up and a blue button to register here. That's Sustaining Oklahoma's Energy Resources and DCP Services. Thank you again to Jeff and Terry Davis and their family, Carly, Toby, for their commitment to sponsoring this show. They're a diversified oil field company offering the right services with the right people on the job. They have a roustabout division, lease operators division, a wireline division with both braided and slick line capabilities, and their DCP pump repair shop in Cordell. You can find out more about DCP services on Facebook. Or you can call Jeff Davis directly, 580-660-0501, 660-0501. Get back at it here as we continue our track through time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society's AOGHS.org. I'm going to click a couple buttons here, and then we'll get right at it. All right, there we go. That one and this one here. Okay. Modern technology. December 21st, 1842. Way on back there. Birth of an oil town and the bird's eye view artist. This is amazing if you ever look at these things. A panoramic map artist, Thaddeus Mortimer Fowler, was born in Lowell, Massachusetts. Following the fortunes of America's early petroleum industry, he would produce hundreds of unique maps of the earliest oil field towns of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Oklahoma, and Texas. Fowler was one of the most prolific of the bird's eye view artists. He crisscrossed the country for 3 decades in the 19th century and early 20th century. According to the Amon Carter Museum of American Art of Fort Worth, seemingly drawn from great heights, the views were made with skillful cartographic techniques. Fowler featured many of the Pennsylvania's earliest oil field towns, including Titusville and Oil City, the booming communities of Sistersville and the new state of West Virginia. He traveled through Oklahoma and Texas in 1890 and 1891, similarly documenting Bartlesville, Tulsa, and Wichita Falls. You can learn more about that in Oil Town aerial views. But if you look at these maps that he drew, it was like, well, it's like what you get right now from these little drones. You know, like if you fly up or an airplane or a hot weather balloon or a hot air balloon or whatever. But he was actually would just travel around, chart this, and then draw these pictures from that. Man, it's an amazing situation. If you've never had a chance to look at some of these, you need to get on the site and take a look at it. All righty, I'm going to get back over here, and we're going to put a picture up for our Facebook audience that shows our next story, which is also pretty amazing when you start thinking about the implications of this and what it really did for the petroleum industry, how far-reaching it really is, because this site will continue to amaze you as you go through and see just how this industry has touched history. December 21st, 1909, Arctic explorer turned oil promoter. 1 year after making widely accepted claims to have reached the North Pole, a special commission at the University of Copenhagen ruled explorer Dr. Frederick Cook had no evidence he reached the pole during his Arctic journey. Cook had already become a celebrity when Admiral Robert E. Peary achieved the milestone in April of 1909. Despite the commission's ruling, Cook used his fame to promote fraudulent oil exploration ventures in Texas, Wyoming, Arkansas, and other states. In 1923, he was convicted of mail fraud and served in prison time in Leavenworth, Kansas, until pardoned by President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1940. So yeah, this guy, like, hey, I made it to the North Pole. No, you didn't. Yeah, I made it to the North Pole. No, it didn't. Hey, I got some oil for sale down here in Texas. No, man, what a crazy, crazy story when you think about just how far it really is. This guy here fails and lies about where he goes, and then he comes back and he gets convicted of selling fraudulent oil ventures. You just never know. Maybe he should have stayed up there from whence he came. I'm not sure. This has been Remember When Wednesday, brought to you by the American Oil and Gas Historical Society, AOGHS.org. Again, we appreciate the good folks at, Bruce and Chris Wells. These guys, they continue to just amaze me with the new stuff they add. They update things to like, this is how much it would cost in today's money and how much it would be, how much it would mean in today's money. So, again, if you can click the blue support button at the top and send them a little bit of money, I guarantee it, all the money they raise goes right back into the maintaining of this website, Our Oil and Gas History, AOGHS, American Oil and Gas Historical Society, the acronym, AOGHS.org. So many stories, so many pictures, so many graphs, so many drawings. It's just an amazing, amazing site. Get on there, and I promise you, you'll be glad that you got there, and you're going to find out something you didn't know. I promise. Every time I log on, of course, it's not easy to educate an old slug like myself, but pictures help. That's, I guess, like a lot of other people. But anyhow, Texas sues XL over that 2024 fire that burned into Oklahoma. We all remember that. The Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed a lawsuit yesterday against XL Energy, accusing utility of causing the 2024 Smokehouse Creek fire, the largest wildfire ever recorded in Texas's history and one that spread into western Oklahoma. XL's blatant negligence killed 3 Texans, caused unfathomable destruction in the Texas Panhandle, said Attorney General Paxton. The company made false representations about its safety commitments and ignored warnings that its aging infrastructure needed immediate repair and to be updated. This created a substantial wildfire risk, which XL did nothing about, according to Paxton. Paxton added that XL owes the duty of care to the residents and customers in its service area and failed in that responsibility. Just to give you some numbers on this fire, so you how big it was. The Smokehouse Creek fire burned more than 1 million acres in Texas, crossed into Oklahoma, forcing evacuations in the small communities of Durham and Crawford. At the height of the emergency, the Oklahoma Forestry Service reported 90,570 acres burned in the Catesby fire in Ellis County, which was only 18% contained. 26,048 acres burned in the Slapout fire in Beaver County, which was 22% contained. Firefighters battled extreme conditions as the wildfire complex moved rapidly across state lines. Weeks after the fires, authorities determined that broken utility poles belonging to XL Energy were suspected of causing the wildfire. In August of 2025, Attorney General Paxton launched a formal investigation into XL's role in the Smokehouse Creek fire. According to the lawsuit, XL has admitted in public statements that its utility pole ignited that wildfire. The filing states that the fire was, entirely preventable, alleging XL failed to replace aging utility poles, some nearly 100 years old. 100 years old. More than twice their typical 40-year lifespan. Yikes. Anyway, there were 3 deaths. More than 15,000 head of cattle were lost. Countless wildlife deaths. Over $1 billion in economic losses. Severe damage to ag, ranching operations, and rural communities. The lawsuit asserts that XL's failure to maintain infrastructure directly contributed to these losses. So the state is seeking damages and corrective action. The lawsuit seeks to recover economic damages suffered by the state of Texas, including property damage, lost value of wildlife and habitat, civil penalties for violations of Texas law. The state is also asking the court to enjoin XL Energy, requiring the utility to make corrective action to prevent future tragedies. And as well they should. I mean, if they got a situation to where it's unsafe, better get out there and have a plan of action to get it fixed. Anybody can bring a complaint to the table. Those that do their due diligence and bring probable solutions, that's what it's all about. XL Energy, whew, that's going to be one that's going to be in the courts for some time. But I'm glad that they're going to finally, well, for lack of a better term, hold their feet to the fire. I'll be back with more in our mop-up segment of, the Exploring Energy Radio Show right here on 96.5 KECO with my lovely assistant. She'll have your weather forecast, stocks of area interest. I'll have energy news in my briefs and more. Thanks again for listening to 96.5 KECO.
The Exploring Energy Show.
So if your farmer need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. Oilfield customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oilfield or agriculture. You needed a hose like yesterday. We will stop what we're doing, and if we got to go to our Oklahoma City shop and get it, we'll do that. And I've done that for a lot of my customers. The business I've done with the Oilfield, they got to see your face. Whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the customer prefers, that's what we're going to do. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings. In the Oilfield, sometimes you get a call for a crazy, hey, can you get this? And you go find it for them. American Hose and Supply. Come by and see us at 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123.
Solves that problem.
You know why people like going out to eat? It's a little treat for them. They get to leave the house and go somewhere else and have somebody else cook the food and serve it to them and clean up afterward. All you got to do is pay and leave.
I know a lady that makes it at Janice's Cafe. We go out there and eat all the time. You know why? It's not at home, and it's better than what we cook. You know, one of my favorite things to eat at Janice's Cafe? The catfish. It's good. It's got the crispy breading. Oh, it's like they made it with love, with a little bit more love on top of it.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Best bacon cheeseburger in the business. Name another one.
Mushroom and Swiss.
Best mushroom burger there is ever. Janice's Cafe can make all those burgers for. Of course, they got burgers. They got the best burgers you can have.
Do you think more people drink sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Well, you know what I am.
Half and half.
Half sweet, half unsweet. Janice is located on the south side of Elk City, where you go into the movie theater, right there next to Arby's. You'll be able to find it because there's a big old sign up there that says Janice's Cafe.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
You got 5-6 tractors out there. You got a dozer, a traco, a grader, something like that. I mean, you go through a lot of oil in a season. I mean, you'll use a few hundred gallons in a season. So here at Camrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that. But we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. They can come in and talk to us, see what they want, or give us a call, and we can come out, see what they have, fill their tanks, set them tanks. That's what we've done here in the past. We've converted a lot of farmers over to our brand, our house brand of motor diesel oil. The price savings it's huge for them. We sell it to oilfield companies also. They use it in frac pumps. And they're not happy, you know it, and it's working great for them.
Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse.
The price savings it's huge for them.
For over 100 years, Farm Credit of Oklahoma has proudly served our area's farmers and ranchers. So when it comes to ag lending, don't fret it, call Farm Credit. You'll never regret it.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
This show brought to you in part by Fred's Steakhouse, your destination for fresh USDA graded beef, ribeyes, New York strips, filet mignon, sirloins, hand-cut daily by their in-house butcher. Home of the $4.99 chicken fried steak served daily, hand-battered country gravy, house-made mashed potatoes. If chicken's your choice, they have 7 kinds. They've also got those delicious, freshly baked rolls made in their in-house bakery. Maybe seafood's what you crave. They've got a variety to choose from. And appetizers, sure to please everyone on your list. And cap off your dining experience with fresh, in-house made desserts. Fred's also has a full-service bar of your favorite cocktails, wine, specialty drinks, and ice-cold beer. Fred's Steakhouse can host your private event located at 2107 South Main Street in Elk City. And call 580-243-2100. Order online on the Chow Now app, open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's Fred's Steakhouse next to Camrock's building. If your power goes out at midnight, you can call Carter Electric. They provide 24-hour emergency electrical service. Curvin and Mary Oregon, the other ones that help you see the light of day even at night. They own it. You want to make sure your power stays on regardless. They're an authorized Generac generator dealer, meaning Carter Electric can come in and size it, install it, and come back and service it. And a lot of electric work goes on overhead. That's why Carter Electric has pole trucks, man lifts to get way up high if there's a problem up there. Licensed, insured, trusted. It's Carter Electric of Elk City. 225-2447. Call 580-225-2447. That's 2447. What do you got over there as far as weather forecast, young lady?
Today we are partly sunny with a high near 63, north wind 5 to 11 miles per hour, becoming south in the afternoon. Tonight we are clear with a low around 43, south wind 11 to 20 miles per hour, becoming northwest after midnight. Winds could gust as high as 30. Thursday, sunny with a high near 57, north wind 16 to 21 miles per hour, decreasing to 9 to 14 miles per hour in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 31. Friday, sunny with a high near 62, south-southwest wind 13 to 23 miles per hour with gusts as high as 34. Saturday, sunny with a high near 73. Sunday, sunny with a high near 57. Monday, sunny with a high near 63. And Tuesday, sunny with a high near 72.
70s?
70s.
In January?
And I'm okay with
it. We're going to be paying for that at some point, I promise you. Oh, wow. So it doesn't look like a white Christmas for Oklahoma then.
No,
something have to
not.
really drastically change, right? Here's some energy news in my briefs. President Trump designated Venezuela a foreign terrorist organization yesterday and formally ordered a blockade of all U.S.-sanctioned oil tankers servicing the country. Trump's newest escalation, which he says is backed by a giant U.S. armada, exerts unprecedented pressure on Venezuela's leader Nicolas Maduro's regime, threatening to bankrupt the country's already struggling economy. Intel, on Monday this week, appointed an economic advisor to U.S. President Donald Trump as its head of government affairs months after the U.S. government took a 10% stake in the U.S. chip maker. Intel said Robin Colwell, deputy assistant to the president and deputy director of the National Economic Council, has been appointed to head its government affairs office. A group of independent power producers, Monday this week, urged the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, the FERC, to reverse the Mid-Continent Independent System Operators' roughly $280 million ongoing settlement adjustment tied to its most recent capacity auction, according to Utility Dive. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, I said it a moment ago, if you just joined us, suing XL Energy for allegedly causing the 2024 Smokehouse Creek fire following an investigation that began in August. The wildfire burned hundreds of thousands of acres, million of acres in Texas Panhandle, and a lot more in western Oklahoma, too. Arkansas Electric Cooperatives, they plan to build a $7 million, 50,000 square foot distribution center in Boonville, according to KRCG. Here's some from around the world. Total, not Total, Total Energies said Tuesday it signed a 21-year power supply agreement with Alphabet's Google, pledging to supply 1 terawatt-hour of renewable energy to support Google's data centers in Malaysia. Ukraine drone, their long-range drone struck a Russian oil platform in the Caspian Sea, a security source said, and marked the third attack in recent days on oil platforms in the area and signals an expanded Ukrainian campaign against Russia's energy sector. How about the guys working on that platform, man? Good gosh. Russia turns around and they target Europe through covert energy warfare, while Russia's artillery attacks cities like Kherson and Kharkiv. A quieter campaign continues with Europe's economic infrastructure involving malware, forged documents, anonymous leaks, shadow tankers, and coordinated protests. Analysts warn many Europeans underestimate how deeply the conflict extends beyond Ukraine's borders. A 1,000-strong dark fleet of rogue oil tankers skirting sanctions has emerged as a major concern for the U.S. and Ukraine, according to maritime intelligence analyst Michelle Weiss-Bachmann. She warned the aging vessels pose severe geopolitical risks and threat of $1 billion worth of oil spills, citing recent U.S. seizures in Venezuela and Ukrainian drone strikes as a turning point. And total net electricity generation in OECD countries reached 906 terawatt hours in September, according to a new report, while fossil fuels maintained 48.4% share of that. Renewable energy growth, especially solar photovoltaics, continue to accelerate. So there you have it. Energy news in my briefs. What do you got over there as far as energy stock prices? Are you doing any better today?
Lots better today.
Come on,
Lots
look at you
better
go.
Today. If you like it in the green, today's your day.
There you go.
American Electric Power is down 25 cents, trading at $114.32. Apache is up 23 cents at $24.19. Baker Hughes is up 25 cents at $45.27. ConocoPhillips is up $1.79, trading at $92.46. Devon Energy is up 66 cents at $35.75. EOG Resources is up 90 cents at $102.68. Expand Energy is up $1.25 at $107.84. General Electric is up 27 cents, trading at $2.99. Halliburton is up 37 cents at $27.56. Helmerich & Payne is up 26 cents at $27.58. Liberty Energy is even, trading at $17.96. Occidental Petroleum is up 50 cents, trading at $39.42. OG&E Energy is up 3 cents at $43.10. One Oak is up 1 cent, trading at $71.15. Phillips 66 is down 66 cents at $131.10. Sunridge Energy is up 10 cents, trading at $13.94. Schlumberger is up 42 cents at $38.05. And Williams Companies is up 34 cents, trading at $58.74.
Okay. Well, this little tidbit, as we got a little bit of time, the coming winter, yes, it's still officially fall until December 21st.
Doesn't feel like it.
Will have more of an impact on household and business energy expenses than the government initially predicted. In other words, get ready to throw another log on the fire. The U.S. Energy Information Administration has changed its winter fuels outlook forecast of the impact on electrical and gas bills they forecast made in mid-October. We now expect a colder winter, and our retail energy price forecasts have risen, especially for natural gas and propane, according to the EIA recent update. As a result, it means higher thermostats, resulting in higher electrical and natural gas bills. Now, it doesn't seem like it right here, but up in the Northeast right now, my little sister sent pictures. They got their first snow of the season there in New Jersey.
Okay.
And so they're getting hammered with some cold and with some winter weather up in the north and northeast.
Wow.
Which again,
my girls in Washington are just getting a lot of rain.
They always get rain in Washington, man.
They're getting more than average, though.
Good.
Like, there's flooding. It's bad.
Good.
Yeah.
Gravy. You need to pray for all those people, too. But anyway.
Some of that rain here.
Not going to be winter until December 21st, just for those that are looking at it.
Okay.
Some of the energy stock prices, natural gas is up 12 cents, again over $4. West Texas Intermediate up $1.01 to 56.28. Still just not breaking the $60 mark. Brent crude oil up $1.05 to 59.97. Here's what we got going on, ParagonTV.com, okay? ParagonTV.com, okay? Tomorrow night, I got Duke at Canute, 6 p.m., Sentinel at Burns Flatdale City, 6:30 p.m. Friday, Lakiba at Sentinel at 6:30, Arnett at Hammond at 6:30, and then they will take a break until after the first of the year, except for Merritt, which will be in the Bertha Frank Teague Classic, the 29th, 30th, and 31st down in Ada. Big Elk TV, Thursday, tomorrow night. Got another home doubleheader as Weatherford boys and girls come to town, 6:30 p.m. for that start time. Again, don't forget that ribbon cutting out at the Elk City Airport. A lot of dignitaries there. The more the better. Let's come out there and show support at 101 Norman Martin Boulevard. 10:30 a.m. this morning at the Elk City Airport to the ribbon cutting for the new hangar and terminal. For all of our great sponsors and my co-host in the last segment, the wonderful TJ, I'm Shawn Wilson. Thanks for listening. Merry Christmas. I promise we'll talk again.
It's red hot. KECO, Elk City.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi, it's been 4 days since the mass shooting at Brown University left 2 students dead and 9 others injured. And now authorities released enhanced video hoping to track down the suspect. 2